Okay, let's talk tinctures, teas, and infusions. And I also want to talk more about some of the reasons why I tend to make my cup of tea with a dropper of the tincture in it. So, let's talk about how tinctures are made. Tinctures are generally raw plant material put into high grain alcohol. The alcohol concentration is what draws out the chemical compounds of the plant, making it much more potent than just a cup of tea. Now, in between tinctures and teas, we have infusions. Infusions are simply just teas that are steeped for 6 to 8 hours. So they're just a little bit more of a potent tea, if you will. You can make your homemade infusions, and I actually like to do infusions. So sometimes I'll do a cup of tea with tinctures, but I also like to make infusions and then add a dropper of tea to that. Okay, so think of this as the strength scale. Tea is the weakest. Infusions, a little bit stronger. Tinctures, super potent. So sometimes I will do infusions, drop a dropper of the tincture in it. Sometimes I'll just do a simple cup of tea and drop the tincture into it. Infusions, I like to drink cold with a drop of tincture in it. Hot teas, I like to drink hot with a cup of tincture, a dropper of tincture in it. Now, one of the things that I'm going to tell people, if you don't like the alcohol base in your tincture, we already know if your herbs don't taste like shit, they're not lit. Tinctures do not taste good. Why? Because you have the plant material and then you have the alcohol in it as well. But if you're someone who doesn't like the alcohol content and you still want the powerful tinctures, you can actually drop a dropper full of that tincture into your hot tea. The hot tea will burn off the alcohol content, but it will not damage the potency of the tincture. So if you're someone who doesn't like the alcohol content in a tincture, I recommend that you drop a dropper into a cup of hot tea. The heat will burn off the alcohol and you'll be left with just pure tinctures. Now, infusions, like I said, I like to drink them cold. You can put the dropper of tincture in your infusions or in your tea. Depends how you want to drink them. You could also add fresh fruits. You can add cinnamon sticks. You can add cloves. You can add all kinds of things into your tea to make them almost like a hot toddy or more like a spicy drink or a cinnamony drink. I always look at the teas that we drink today and they're weak, okay? They're weak. But in the coming days, I will start teaching you how to make a Posh Mama powerful tea that really knocks it out of the ballpark. But tinctures, teas, and infusions, there you go.